In 1989, Super Mario World, or known in Japan as Super Mario World Super Mario Bros. 4, was released on the newly released Super Nintendo Entertainment System, or better known as the SNES, or simply put, Super Nintendo. Or the Super Famicom, I guess, if you want to get all Japan verbiage over here with it. It was developed by Nintendo's, hang on, I have it later on the notes here, Entertainment Analyst and Development, led by director Takashi Tezuka and producer and series creator Shigeru Miyamoto. There you go. Some bit of information for you. The concept of Super Mario World is simple. Rescue Princess Toadstool from Bowser. Yeah, and Dinosaur Land. Yoshi's Island. And of course, dealing with Bowser's 7 deadly sins. I mean children. Sorry about that. Making their second appearance since Super Mario Bros. 3. The game does introduce you to Yoshi, a rideable dinosaur who will devour anything in sight, and of course you will tend to sacrifice numerous times just to get to higher elevations. And apparently is scared of going into fortresses, castles, and boo houses. It's got a fear phobia of some things, alright? Give the dino a break. But today on the AJ Show, we are going to dive into the Mario's 4th installment. I'm late to the party with this one because this was supposed to be out during middle of March and for the month of Mario, and we're here at the very tail end of March putting this out. It's been a busy month, y'all. It really has been. So as per usual, get yourself a beverage, sit back, relax, and let's talk about one of my favorites, Super Mario World.
Introducing the next generation from Nintendo, New Super Mario World, created especially for the Super Nintendo Entertainment System. It's a bit more exciting, a bit more challenging, a bit more graphic, a bit more colorful, a bit more realistic, a bit more levels, a bit more secret, a bit more enemies, a bit more friends, a bit more sound, a bit hotter, a bit cooler, a bit weird, a bit more revolutionary, a bit more Mario, a bit more of what you want. It's 16-bit, and it's yours only if you get New Super Nintendo. Now you're playing with power.
As I have stated, Super Mario World developed by Nintendo Entertainment Analyst and Development, led by director Takashi Tezuka and producer of series creator Shigeru Miyamoto, who also created the Legend of Zelda series. Yeah, love Zelda. It's fantastic. Did you know they got a movie coming out in 2027? God, I hope they don't screw that up. I really hope they don't. And it's live action. Anything's possible. Leading to the development of Super Mario World, there was a lot more freedom when it comes to development because of the new hardware, especially with the 16-bit graphics. You know, Genesis does with Nintendo, the 16-bit wars between Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo, which was superior. I went with Team Sega. But Super Nintendo has some great things about it too. It's fantastic. It's a good time growing up in the 90s. Yoshi was conceptualized during the development of the NES days of games, but it was not used until Super Mario World due to the NES limitations. Of course, if you saw Super Mario Bros. 3 and played Super Mario Bros. 3, that thing was a beast. They really pushed the limits on that game so far. And it was wonderful. Super Mario Bros. 3 is one of the best on the NES, but then you get Super Mario World. How can you top Super Mario Bros. 3? Super Mario World? Easily can top it. But it's right up there. It's neck and neck, honestly, for me. Some days I'm usually Super Mario Bros. 3. Other days I'm like, no. It's Super Mario Bros. World. Because of Yoshi and the 16-bit graphics and the boo houses. And yeah, all that stuff. The Super Mario Bros. World is considered to be one of the greatest games of all time in the series, and cited to be one of the greatest video games ever made. Sold more than 20 million copies worldwide, making it the best-selling SNES game. This led into an animated series, which I grew up with watching as a kid. You know, I saw, the first series, the live action one with, Lou Albano, and whoever played Luigi, and they had an animated short with it. And then you got Super Mario Brothers 3 animated series, and then 1995 you got Super Mario World. I believe it was in 1995. No. It was 1991. I didn't put the year on here, did I? No, I didn't. Who cares? It came out in the 90s. That's all you need to know. Early 90s. But Super Mario World had an animated TV show. It was wonderful. I grew up with it. Now I watch it back, I cringe. It's just awful. Just like a lot of things that we went to the 90s. Why did I like it? I don't know. Anyways, but then 1995, it followed up with the sequel, Super Mario World 2, Yoshi's Island. You know, the one where you're carrying around baby Mario who's crying constantly. Yeah, that. Who thought that was a great idea? What's wrong with you guys? Anyways, the game has been re-released multiple times, being a part of the 1994 compilation Super Mario All-Stars plus Super Mario World for the SNES, and also on the Game Boy Advance known as Super Mario World Super Mario Advance 2. I actually owned that one on the GameCube when I got the Game Boy Advance player. I don't know why I got rid of that. I don't understand why I did that. Makes no sense to me. But you can experience both of these versions on the Nintendo Switch online service. It's fantastic. You should go get that. Gameplay-wise, not much has really changed from the original Super Mario Brothers game in 1985. Mario can still run, walk, jump, hop on stuff, stomp on things, use the fire flower, star power up, those common elements. It's still 2D side-scrolling. It's still, platform jumping, but this time it's in 16 bits. It's great. It has similar gameplay mechanics as the early Super Mario series, but it does introduce some new elements. You got the cape feather in this one. Is the raccoon tail or the cape feather superior? I don't know. It's a toss-up. I like the cape feather a lot better. I don't know how you get it. The raccoon, you get a leaf and you get a raccoon tail with ears, and then you get a feather and you get a cape. Makes no sense to me, but hey, it's Super Mario, y'all. You do you, okay? Too many shrooms is what I'm going to blame that on. Anyways, back to this, but there's really not much really when it comes to, power-up wise for this one. Super Mario 3 really went all out on power-ups. The frog suit, the Tanuki suit, the Hammer Brothers suit, the leaf that makes you a raccoon, apparently. Get too many shrooms going on. But this one here in Super Mario World, you basically get the cape feather, you get a mushroom, and you get the star and a fire flower. That's it. That's all you got going for you. And there's no flip menu at the open world screen, the open map world. You actually store one extra power up that you can hit the select button and just utilize whenever if you need it. It's really, when you think about it, it's like, they kind of reverted back in a way, but honestly, for this game, it works. You don't really need a whole power-up bar like they did in Super Mario 3. Nope, you really don't need that at all. You can just have that one backup whenever you need it. And it's probably because of the limited selection of items this time around compared to Super Mario Bros. 3. Does Super Mario Bros. 3 make it more superior because the vast amount of items? Maybe. But who really used the cloud or the music box anyway in those games? And Hammers, you just use it sporadically throughout the world map. So it's like, take it or leave it. Or the warp whistles even. Yeah. But you do get a pee balloon. It doesn't stand for, urine or anything like that. No, it basically puffs you up to float in the air temporarily. That's a thing, I guess, for some of these things. But the other cool thing, you can perform a spin jump, which really annihilates like spike enemies and such like that, or bounce off of ghosts, the boos, or whatever those green orb bubble things in one of the ghost houses are. Don't know what those things are about, but it's just awesome to do a spin jump, and you can spin jump through certain blocks as well to break some blocks. It's pretty cool. Mario still has the ability to pick up enemies like Koopa Troopas in certain blocks, but this time you could toss them above your head. It's directional. It's amazing, and I love that fact that they went a little bit more with it, a little above and beyond to that. You know, again, gone are the power-ups from the power-up menu from Super Mario Brothers 3. You know, the mushroom houses are no longer in the open world map where you can open up a chest for an item. Mario this time can only carry, again, one backup item in the top corner where there's a square box for that, and you hit the select button and it can drop down if you have something saved in there. And once again, carrying over from the Super Mario 3 is the overworld map with a total of 96 levels, including new ghost houses, which are my personal favorite. I love the ghost houses. I love going to those things. And also returning fortresses and castles with the Koopaling, one of Bowser's 7 Deadly Sins, awaiting for you at the end of each level. There are alternate paths to take to discover and reach certain areas. Some of them you can just outright bypass. You know, it's great. You know, and there are hidden areas where you can locate a key and you put the key into the keyhole to open up more areas of the maps. And it's just so cool. Switch palaces where you can unveil colored blocks, you know, to be able to reach alternate paths. It's very, very cryptic, especially when you get to the Forest of Illusion. That area is very cryptic, and you have to know where to go when it comes to that area. Also hidden away is warp stars. Warp stars that take you to Star Road, which it gives you some alternate levels to play and also a harder area to play towards the end of the game. And it's just so great. And when you complete those special bonus levels, you're rewarded with a coin setting that says that you are a super player. Yeah, you did it. You're a super player. And then the game switched to autumn season. Like everything is like autumn and Halloweenish. Also gone are the airships, except for the one that looks like a crash landed that you actually go to prior to entering Bowser's world into World 7. Believed to be a crashed airship from previous Super Mario Bros. 3. Maybe when Bowser was making his escape, he crash landed an airship, killing everybody aboard because there's ghosts on board. That's a theory. Did Bowser crash a ship and kill everybody? And now there's a bunch of ghosts? That's sick. What were you thinking? Super Mario World introduces newer enemies with returning enemies as well. Ninjas from Super Mario Bros. 2 makes their appearance in Bowser's Castle. That was a cool thing to see happen. The Koopalings again are back at each world's castle, but honestly, the Koopalings this time around are kind of lackluster. I mean, yeah, they're a little bit challenging with different gimmicks and such. They don't have the wands. But 3 bounces on them, they're done and defeated, or, you know, there's a couple of them you actually shove down to the lava to kill. That's gruesome. Did he just lose 2 of them in the lava? Did Mario commit murder with 2 of the Koopalings? It's a highly possibility. Do we ever see him back? Yeah, we do see him back. So they recovered. They live in lava. What am I talking about? Moving on. There are a newer type of Goomba that makes their appearance where Mario can stomp on them and they flip upside down and you can carry them, kick them around and such. They don't like disappear on this time around. There are different color of Koopa Troopas, and if eaten by Yoshi, it gives Yoshi different abilities, including indigestion, spitting out fireballs. Yeah. And it's awesome. It's just great. There's charging chucks that make their debut with this one, along with caterpillars or caterkillers. No, wait, caterkillars is from Sonic 3. Caterpillars and other various... No, Sonic 1. What am I talking about? Caterkillars are in Sonic 1. Marble Garden Zone. I'm talking about caterpillars in Super Mario World. And, of course, other various different types of enemies that you'll find in Super Mario World. Not caterkillars. Those are Robotnik's creations. But let's talk about everyone's favorite companion, Yoshi. Yoshi, new to the game, been in Nintendo's back pocket for a long time, but finally making his debut. New to the game is the riding companion, and if you take a hit, you get dismounted from Yoshi, and Yoshi goes running until you hop back on, or he just falls into the nearest pit. You can hop back on Yoshi, getting control over him again whenever you get dismounted. You can also dismount yourself from Yoshi, and he'll just stay in one spot. And Yoshi also has been known to be used as the sacrificial lamb for Mario to reach higher heights, which there are certain areas that require you to do so, sacrificing your beloved companion by murdering him. How many Yoshis did you kill, Mario, in your lifetime? How many? I need a body count. A little bit of fun fact history about Yoshi. Miyamoto always wanted Mario to have a dinosaur companion ever since Super Mario Bros., the original game. But Nintendo engineers could not add such a character into the game due to, again, the NES's limitations. The inspiration for Yoshi can be traced back further. Miyamoto designed a green dragon for the 1984 game Devil World, which shared many similarities with Yoshi. During the development of Super Mario Bros. 3, Miyamoto had a number of sketches around his desk, including an image of Mario riding a horse. Thus, Yoshi made his way into Super Mario World. And ever since, Yoshi's been everybody's favorite companion. Again, I need to see the number of body counts that Mario has killed over the years. Koji Kondo makes his return to compose the music and decided to reuse the same themes from Super Mario Bros. 3 for Super Mario World, albeit in a rearranged form. The soundtrack for Super Mario World is a fantastic soundtrack. Super Mario World was also produced during the time of the console wars. The rivalry between Sonic and Mario was hot and heavy. They just butted heads with each other in the markets until that fateful day in Super Smash Bros. Brawl, where they finally were able to go head-to-head in competition. Sonic would always kick Mario's butt, of course, in my book, because I am a Sonic fan, first and foremost, because that is my personal pick to win the battle of the console wars. Team Sega, baby. But for me, Super Mario World is considered as a top 2 favorite Mario game, right up there with Super Mario Bros. 3. Although growing up, I've only experienced Super Mario Bros. World at a friend's house. I didn't really get to play it fully until as an adult. Because, again, Team Sega over here, but I did grow up with Super Mario Bros. 3. But I always loved the idea of Super Mario World. And after playing as an adult, I can definitely say, it depends on the day. Super Mario World can be number 1, or Super Mario Bros. 3 can be number 1. Again, they're neck and neck for me. It's just kind of like how Sonic 3 and Knuckles is right up there with Sonic Mania. Oh, yeah. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thank you guys so much for watching. Stay safe out there, and take care.